All right, this is the Wolf of Crypto getting back to you guys. I am documenting my success on $800 to infinity. The reason I say that is because right now I've got my money spread so wide that I don't really worry about the numbers. You want to go ahead and retrain your brain to not think about the numbers and to start thinking the opposite that everybody does. And one thing that I've learned is to never take let's see here, how do I say it? Never take a loss on a coin unless you know exactly where that's going and you're going to be able to crush it with the other one. Never chase down a coin. I've never had to, I've never wanted to, and the people that I talk with and that have earned my trust are very genuine and have proof of work, meaning that I have seen them manipulate the market themselves. They're not whales. Well, some people would consider them whales, but I think, they're just people messing around. I think this is how we all feel. If you are serious about your money, then this isn't for you. I mean, we're serious, we're businessmen, and we know that. And I'm feeding my family, I'm putting food on the table. But at the same time, you can't rely on any of these companies to pay you over 2 years. What I like to do, especially with these high yield investment profits, or hype is what they're calling it, which is fine with me, is to get in early, get out, profits make profits. I don't really care. The only coin that I hodl is Bitcoin. It's the only one that has proved to be the best and has proved in the future that it is going to be the most, how do I say it? The most coveted, the most mined, and the most valued because of the ecosystem that it has created. Now, given that said, it doesn't mean that this is going to be the only coin that's ever going to exist, because it's going to be too big for people to have. And pretty soon people, they're already talking in satoshis, so which are 100 millionth of a one Bitcoin. I'm actually thinking about getting with some people and making a sat coin that's going to boom Bitcoin, and just it's like Dogecoin. Something to trade with, something to mess around with. If you're stressing out, don't trade. If you're one of those people that are like, oh, if I lose $10 and I'm going to panic sell and dump a bunch of money, then don't trade. Another thing, if you guys can't even go ahead and do your homework on a company, and if you can't even go in there and understand what the company is trying to do, then you have no business investing in that. And as an investor, you should know that. Now, for my stock people, I love the stocks. Don't get me wrong. I'm not invested in any stocks. I'm in another lane. I know how to navigate through this lane. I feel I do. Not as good as some other people, but this journey from $800 to infinity has really paid off and has really taught me how to rethink. And so, rule number 1, never take a loss on a coin. Rule number 2, never chase after a coin. Rule number 3, do your homework. Don't invest in something that you don't understand. If there is no faces or names, then you gotta understand that there's no regulations on this. It could be a total scam. I see it all the time. And so don't cry when you get burned. All right? Half of these ICOs aren't going to make it. I mean, if I had screenshots from a year ago, you'd be surprised at what's been going on. Some of them are here to stay, some of them aren't. One person I will recommend following is Vicky the Robot on Twitter. Twitter is really where it all happens, I think. Facebook, cool. But I don't care about a Facebook. There's groups on there. There's things on there. Like, don't get me wrong. I've got, my webpage or myself, publicly exposed. But I'm not willing to promote anymore on there. I'd rather do it through back channels and through using other people and manipulating them to report or to pump coins for me. Now you guys probably think that that's effed up. To my subscribers, they'll understand. Like, this is about money. This isn't about, trust. And it really unveils or reveals how the economy works right now and how it's going to be working in the future. And if you don't get that, then, just don't even invest in Bitcoin. Like, we don't care about the people that are negative. If you haven't read Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, that's 12 pages long, 12 pages. You don't have to learn how to do the math. You just have to learn the concept. If you don't understand it, then don't even invest in Bitcoin. If you do understand it, or if you just recommended by a friend that you trust, then invest in Bitcoin. I've been burned 1,000 times. I've made money 10,000 times. So it's hard for me to walk away from trading and from investing in companies like this, BitLake, where I'm making stupid dough, stupid money, just like the cover of Forbes. They're calling us geniuses. We're just ahead of the curve. But I had to, on that point, sorry to go off on a lot of different tangents, but on that point, I had to give a shout out to DJ Nadie for turning me on to this BitLake. I knew BitConnect was a huge scam. I've seen people, and it's really to boost the concept of Bitcoin, so I like it. But at the same time, I don't want to be a part of something that is just going to burn millions and millions and millions and millions of people. And that's what Bitcoin or BitConnect's going to do. But at the same time, it's going to inform them and get them into this currency or this trading of what I call space bucks. Is that an insult? No. I don't care. Call it whatever you want, But right now, I'm going to go ahead. I just, got ready. It is now July 17th, and I'm making my second withdrawal. It was kind of risky, but, that's what it is. I think this is day 10, if I believe, of me being in BitLake. I, got in on the first day, didn't make a deposit till the second day. Everybody knows what's going on with the six confirmations from the blockchain. And so as that, proceeds, and we're going to keep on making money. Now, the other company that I've been trying to get into, but I just don't have enough time. Seriously, I'm living my life. I've got a family, and I'm taking care of all of them, and I'm trading. And so you can stress yourself out and play Russian roulette and lose a bunch of money, or you can take my advice and just not worry about anything. go ahead and invest in the top 3, top 4, top 10 that are up there right now on CoinMarketCap. Or even smarter, go ahead and do your homework and see where those are going. And if you can envision what they vision, then invest in those. For instance, where you really make your money is crowdfund sales. So people who invested in IOTA at the crowdfund, which sold out in 30 minutes, making a huge $155 million raised in 30 minutes, which also boosted Ether's economy. But at the same time, people that are starting to figure it out are realizing that Bitcoin's not going anywhere. You know, that's the only coin that I hodl. I hate spending Bitcoin, but I'm willing to take a chance on a lot of these because, you know, if I keep promoting them, and if people watch this, and if I make sense to them, then hopefully they'll go ahead and do the same. Now, just to give you a run up on the people that are new, I have not, on my journey to $800 to infinity, what happened was I came in with a ton of money. I've been dealing with Bitcoin, or Bitcoin. Starting to get all these bits mixed up. There's so many BITs that it's just starting to get ridiculous, and it's all marketing and training. It makes sense to me. Why not call it something bit? People are going to type in the wrong thing. People are going to, accidentally put money in the wrong address, and it's going to be lost. And somebody else is going to be able to pick that up by phishing. The hackers are ruling it. And I know that they are because they released, some more cryptoware, and this time they targeted HBO. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, yesterday it was huge. The first thing I did when I got into social media is I see a huge thing trending. And this is good for the Bitcoin community. If they're asking, whoever the hackers are, if they're asking for $7.5 million in Bitcoin, what does that mean? That means that they don't care about the dollar. They don't care about any currency. They care about Bitcoin. And what their ransom is, or I guess their hostage, if you want to put it this way, is the next episodes of Game of Thrones. So, how does that work? Well, they went ahead and released the next one. That's supposed to air in a few days on Sunday. Now, this is loved by everybody. So, anybody that can get in there and, do the spoiler alerts and be like, oh, this is what happens in the next episode, is going to boost their forum and their blog, and they're going to profit off of it. But you got to go back to what's really going on, and you got to stay focused. And what they're asking for is $7.5 million in Bitcoin. They're not asking for cash because they don't trust it. They're asking for Bitcoin. Okay. So why are they asking for Bitcoin? And why would you ask for Bitcoin if the ledger is open and the CIA, FBI, task force of international protocol, I don't know what it's actually called. I just know everybody has allied with America in a way that they are trying to track as many, people down. And in my sense, they're just trying to get all the money. After I listened to a TED Talk from the federal prosecutor who helped take down. Well, I don't even want to say she helped. She just knows what went on, and she actually was the prosecutor in the Silk Road case. And so when she told the story, I was like, well, this has a significant value to people all over the world. This has a significant value to people in the United States. This has a significant value to everybody. They're not talking about Ether. They don't want Ethereum. They don't want any other coin. All they want is Bitcoin. Well, what's the reason behind that? Because once Bitcoin is done getting mined, after its $21 million cap, or not dollar, but 21 million Bitcoin cap, then it's done. There's no more mining. It's like, I can imagine it in my head. It's, if you guys have seen the Enigma show, I don't even know what it's called right now, and it's a story about Alan Turing and how he used his big supercomputer back then to crack the Enigma code, which is used by the German Nazis to go ahead and talk encrypted messages. Well, that's how I imagine all these miners working. They're all, pumping and mining as much Bitcoin as possible. China's opening up these farms. There's people in Europe opening up these farms. And they're all just trying to get as much as possible. And it is going to stimulate everybody's economy that has Bitcoin. But going back to the movie, I can see them all like arguing and, talking, and then all of a sudden, boom, it stops. The machines kind of stop. Everything stops. And they're like, what's going on? Oh, we mined all the coins. We mined all of the, Bitcoin. And the biggest one, if you guys know, is a supercomputer in a secret location in Iceland. It was almost by the North Pole. And the reason they chose Iceland is because the energy costs are low, the electricity costs, and it's cold for the servers. And so it was very smart of them, I think. And the only incident I don't know about new, but I know about old, that they had was that someone came by once in an SUV, pulled up real quick, snapped as many photos as they could, and took off. And this is a path that is not on. This is a path that you can't get to. I don't even know how the guy found it, but somehow he did, and got to this supercomputer that's located in Iceland, and is mining the most Bitcoin. I think they're a Steam. They've actually got a company. And so when you go to other mining places, the reason, like Genesis mining, people talk a lot about, because it's cloud mining and it makes sense. The CEO has his face there and his reputation, which is good. Whenever you see a company put up their development team and they've got a bunch of players that are, you can go ahead and click on their LinkedIn, or go ahead and click on, Google their name, and you know who they are or whatnot, then it's a legit company. Now, the reason I keep on this bit late is because I wanted to show you a withdrawal. And any of those people that follow me, you know that I'm all over the place. But let's continue this path why I believe that Bitcoin is always going to be solid. Well, I've been playing in the quote-unquote penny stocks, okay? Now, that is the most genius thing to do. And if you don't believe me, then don't believe me. But anybody who goes in there and buys red and holds and waits for it to 2x at least, and then sells, is going to be smart. Now, these are only costing 1 sat. which is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, right? So there's people in there that I totally respect because they have these ICOs get released onto this exchange and then they fly, right? So how I kind of look at it and picture it is you got to be able to go across these platforms in arbitrage, first of all, meaning you have to know what exchange is selling what, and if there's a huge spread, take advantage of that. But the thing is, the exchanges are costing so much money to put your Bitcoin through, and it's taking so much time that once that arbitrage is usually discovered, by the time that Bitcoin gets there, then it is done with. And so, anyway, talking about, so let's give a scenario. You have Bittrex. Cool. Like, you know, fun. You can see a ton of huge wells in there. And so you're like, okay, this sucks. Let's go to Cryptopia. And you go in there and you're like, okay, this is kind of sketchy. They're taking 20% and it's not the best. But, I see the potential and I've made some money there. Or you've lost some money there. But you learn from your mistakes, right? All right. So let's trace it back even further, which is coin exchange. I don't even like promoting it, because I don't want any people to go there and lose a bunch of money or make a bunch of money. Either way, once the whales are there, I'm done. I know that. But in the meantime, it's a race to get and covet and package and sell as much Bitcoin as possible. So stay focused on that. Don't stay focused on all the other things, except for IOTA. Now, the reason why I like IOTA is because it is the future, all right? Now, how do I know it's the future? Because it's backed by people that know what they're doing. Also, it's backed, and if you ever listen to billionaires, they drop little breadcrumbs about what to do. Okay? So, for Mark Cuban example, watching Shark Tank a couple years ago, and it might even be recently, I don't know. I just collect about a bunch of sound bites in my head and quotes that later I connect and associate with other investments and realize that there's a huge potential that there's going to be some big players back in this. So back to IOTA. So a while ago, let's go ahead and get rid of this real quick. Alright, so this is my second time even doing this, and I am kind of careless with my money, but it's because I don't want to be sitting here staring at a screen all day, losing it. So this is a bit like, this is one of the companies that we got into on the first day, thanks to, like I said, my sponsor, my shout out to DJNAD, who turned me on to all the hype, high yield investment profit websites and what these guys are willing to put their money into and what they're not willing to put their money into. It's a group of people that, have hype meters now where, it's playing people go and lose their money at the ponies. Oh, these are the Ponzi's. So you're betting on Ponzi's, right? So you're betting on how long they're going to last. So I don't recommend this to anybody at all, because what people start doing is getting greedy. And that's exactly what these guys are betting on, is American greed. You guys ever seen the television show? Well, these are the things that are going to be on it. If they ever get exposed, the people behind it, they will be the ones that will be on the TV. Well, how are they going to regulate it if it's international? I don't know. Have fun. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's go ahead and try and make a deposit, or try and make a withdrawal, because I'm trying to get my money back, my seed money, which is $115, something like that. And now I want to get my seed money back, of course, and then compound my profits. But before the third day mark, I like to take it all out, because I'm not going to sit there and get greedy and keep compounding and compounding for 2 years, thinking that this thing is going to make, last forever. And, then one day it stops and you've already pulled out a bunch of credit lines with some banks. Or I don't know. You've been planning on this money to come in though, because you keep on lending it and lending it and lending it, like BitConnect. So I like to pull out early. And that's how you freaking play the Ponzi's. You get in early, you get out early. And I don't like promoting them because I don't want people to ever blame me for anything. I've been blamed enough in my life. I was blamed when I was telling people to get into Bitcoin because it was so volatile and people were panic selling and selling low and buying high. And to tell you the truth, that's the only coin I've ever chased. That's the only coin I'm going to continue chasing is Bitcoin. So, and you know why? Is because this is proof in this last year that nobody cares about anything else except for Bitcoin. So why deal with anything else right now except for Bitcoin? Yeah, there's a future for all these other coins. Bitcoin people might hodl like gold, which is going to make a comeback. And all the people who are holding it for years and years to come are going to be happy about that long term investment that they made. It's hard not to give up investments, but it's hard to ignore something like this, Bitcoin, which is actually, and go ahead and write this down. I heard this said the other day, and like I said, I don't know where it's from, but these are sound bites. You've never seen anything that's an investment, an asset and a currency. Have you ever seen anything that has been an asset and a currency? No, I haven't. So every time I collect a coin, I am going to stop, put that thing away. If I'm going to cut it and let it bleed, then it's going to be for a very good reason, like an ICO that I really believe in, or some other companies that I really believe in. Back to IOTA. Sorry for going off intangibles. Sound bites in my head, right? So Mark Cuban of Shark Tank says repeatedly, I think sensors are the future. I'm putting my money in sensors. I think these are the future. Okay. You go back to IO. Read their white paper, look at their site, look at what they're trying to do. The Internet of all things, right? Or the Internet of Things. That's what IOT stands for. So what they're trying to do is put sensors and QR codes on every single thing that we have. And I can envision it. A future where every single thing is being lended out or bought or rented by IOTs. So I think IOTA is going to be a good currency. I can see it being used widely, and I can see them being a huge company. So put money in there. And yeah, people get so impatient. Everything's about instant gratification. And if you learn how to just breathe deep and put your anxiety to the side, then you will succeed. If you listen to the people that have been here for years and the early adopters, then you will succeed. All they did was thought about it, envisioned it, and kept on going, knowing that they're 500 trillion Bitcoin. Well, there's not that many, but 300 million or 100 Bitcoin, whatever they mined was going to be worth more someday because they got the concept. I'll go ahead and give you what Bitcoin was trying to do and why it was ever created. And why it was created was to create a self-sustaining economy within an economy. Now that's what all these other currencies are really trying to do, is create a self-sustaining economy within an economy. Dubai, for example, huge. Why is everybody talking about Dubai? Why is everybody going to Dubai? Why is all the British people in there making a ton of money going to Dubai? Because there's no taxes, okay? People are sick of paying taxes. This is what led to the American War, the American Revolution, and is leading to these new, wars. It's all about money. U.S. government's looking for something to back up their money since 1970 when the Fort Knox, wasn't able, or, when gold wasn't able to back up the dollar bill. Now they found Bitcoin. So chasing criminals is like chasing a treasure chest, and busting the dark markets is a great investment for them, because if they hold most of the Bitcoin, then at the end of the mining period, which is supposed to be, everybody's estimating different times, but I believe in Adrian Antonopoulos, who is the smartest guy and the most genuine character that I've ever seen. He records all of his speeches and he goes around promoting Bitcoin, and he knows what's going on in the market, and he is the person, if you're going to listen to anybody, listen to him. Okay? But all these other currencies are not to be ignored because they all have their own vision. But everything is based on the OG, which is Bitcoin. So they all want to make a self-sustaining economy within an economy. Is there room for that? Yes, there is. There's room for every single one. Do you have to get in early? Yes. Is it ever going to end? No. Digital assets are the future. Everybody doesn't like carrying cash as it is. Everybody is doing chargebacks and getting cash back when their cards get stolen. There's so much fraud in this country, I can't believe it. And you guys, I think, feel the same way. So let's go ahead and trace back why we're making so much money and what we're doing. Well, I told you earlier about coin exchange. So with these smaller coins that aren't really believed by everybody, by the masses or the whales, but still have potential down the road, and they've still got the right developers, etc. They go on a coin exchange, usually at a sat a piece. So you go ahead and buy them for a sat, which is a satoshi. Now you can buy however much money you can go in there with, whether it's 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, a half a Bitcoin. Emery, quit running around. That's my son, sorry. Is going to make a lot of money. If they buy low, I would go ahead and look at the graphs. If you don't know how to chart, then learn. Because if you can't look at a chart and know where it's heading just from looking at it, then don't do it. I always invest in the ones that are volatile, that are going up and down, because you're going to get your money back pretty soon, usually within a week. So back to my journey from 100 or 800 to infinity. I started out, I documented the first day. I got serious about it. I woke up and said, all right, there's only $800 in my Bittrex account. Like, what the hell's going on, dude? Like, I know this thing. I know how to chart now. I know what's going on. Like, why am I so, why am I losing so much money? Well, I went back and looked at some Chase statements, and I had pumped a ton of money in there. I realized I actually got hacked. And so how it worked was somebody had my PayPal card, and they had my Coinbase card, and in the rush, the first bull run of 2017, when it went from 1,000 to 3,000, and the first quarter, or by the end of Q2, it was worth, 3,000, and then it was going down, bouncing off a huge volatile wall, which was all the way to 2,800 down to 1,800. Well, does that sound like a good investment? No. But what happened later was a series of events that I think were on purpose. First, we hit the cover of Forbes saying that, early adopters are geniuses and how they are manipulating the market to make stupid money. And this is so ridiculous. This is proof of concept right here. 10% a day? Who does that? No one does. Is this like, what I mean? But are we going to invest? Heck yeah, because we're the first ones here. They're growing, and, they're paying out. Days only? 10. So whoever has put money in here is getting paid out. Are we going to let them go forever? If you're gullible enough, if you haven't been burned by enough Ponzi's, they are. I actually thought these guys were done yesterday. So I took it off my Facebook page because I couldn't open their site. Anyway, so let's go back. So tracing them out. You go on the coin exchange. These ICOs get released on a SAT. You buy a ton. You hold. You can actually pump your own coin, which I've seen people do, which is basically buying a bunch and then selling their own coin for 5 times more. And they go ahead and buy that, and they sell it again for maybe just, 1% more. And they buy that again. Well, that creates movement in the market. And people are so quick, and nobody ever hears this, but they do what I call a panic buy. You always hear about the panic sells. What about the panic buys? Where people are panicking and they're chasing these coins because the coin is rising so fast. Only to realize that they're the dumb ones eating somebody's own orders. And so I'm not gonna lie, I have to laugh because the people in the box that we chat with are just, genuine. I see them help out each other all the time. They all got their own strategies. They all do their own thing. Sometimes they collaborate. You see people go in there and make 10 accounts underneath the same name, and they try to work it. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be in charge of my money and other people's money rather than, well, for now, rather than a bot, which I'm looking into big time. And I don't know him. I don't want to promote him, but I will because I have to respect him. He's been doing this for a couple years. He's put in the time and effort. And anybody who envisions what I envision and is putting the effort, I'm going to shout out their name. So shout out to Gunther and shout out to Gumbot, which is his idea for seeing the future and taking the time and the effort to learn how to code so that he has a software so that he can put on autopilot and fine tune where you're able to disconnect emotions and math, because that's the only difference between the humans and the machines, is that we have emotions. So based on his math and based on the machine or the software not having emotions, the software will buy low, sell high. Any profit is good profit. And I don't think, well, I know that nobody's taken a loss yet. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. For right now, I am on, 0 to 100 speed, which is not sustainable, but you have to do it sometimes to catch up. And, that's why I'm spreading my money so far across the board. And like I was talking earlier, you have to be able to go horizontal before you can go vertical. Meaning you have to learn all aspects of the business and how everything is running before you can take off. I truly believe that. So let's talk about that. Like I said, bit tricks, too big wells. Down in Cryptopia, not that good. I haven't made a lot of money. They've got a lot of coins, but I still haven't made a lot of money. Let's go ahead and track that back. Coin exchange. I've made a ton of money. I don't even know how much money, but I just keep making money because I have now retrained my brain to buy in red and sell for 10x. If you guys don't believe me, I don't care. But the money will speak for itself. And then you start putting money in other places like this. 10% a day on day 10. If you put $100 in, you should have your money back, right? Well, let's go ahead and see. Okay, so sorry for the random rants, but anybody that follows me will get this, and we'll start to connect the dots like I have, and we'll start to make what I call stupid cash, because really, it is a ton of money. And the market is at 130, approaching $140 billion. When it hits $1 trillion, people are going to be panic buying left and right. They already kind of are, but if you're in the game 2 years ago, I think you could, self-sustain your lifestyle if you debanked and are, developing new ICOs and so on and so forth. So there's my rant. Let's get down to BitLake and let's get down to business, okay? Wolf of Crypto. I am the wolf, and that's why you see me staying humble. You got to learn from these people that have made a lot of money, okay? And my journey from $800 to infinity is obviously going to have some spots every month where I have to make withdrawals because I need a ton of money to pay for all my bills, right? So let's go ahead and see how this works. You guys can go ahead and count the strokes. I don't care. I change my passwords too often. All right. You know what? And I wouldn't be surprised if that just ended right there before I could even take out my money. Now, I know they haven't done the commissions. I think they really do go on a 24-hour fiscal 24-hour. So, which means whenever you did put it in, and I put it in like late at night on Sunday of last week, so 10 days ago, which means it was probably, Monday, their time. But now we've got, 54,000 sats, or 540,000 sats, sorry. And people think, oh, it's chump change. Well, watch when it stacks up, okay? Because this isn't the only thing I'm doing. I've got my money spread everywhere, and it's about to go vertical. Because everything in crypto is vertical. Another soundbite that I have from a gentleman I learned it. He said, here's my strategy. And he goes to CoinMarketCap. And he's always had the top 4 or 5. And he says, all I do is come here every week. And I've realized that all crypto is going up. And so in order to be able to work and be able to not be stressed out and feel safe, all I do is come here and readjust my money according to what CoinMarketCap does. So that's genius. Every week he goes in there once a day and adjusts his money. That guy is smart. He's going to be making money forever. Like infinity, literally. And that's how I see this. These ones, no, they're not infinity, but you get in, you get out. And you make You're making just stupid cash along the way. So let's go ahead, like I said, and do this. I talk way too much. Everybody that even sticks around to listen to me will know that, but I also speak the truth. So you can see how much I withdrawed one day for this period, which I don't know what's happening, but I'll go ahead and just tell you. I don't want to show too much on the screen anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and withdraw 55 or 540 sats. And I'll do that before this video is uploaded. And the way that you can confirm it is you go to check payment proofs, and right when you withdraw it, you'll actually see the payment, and you can highlight it, or in this case, you can just click on it, and it will take you to the blockchain and show you that it has been pending. Once it's on the blockchain, it's done. So going back to Chase Bank, what happened was I got my card stolen, and I got my Coinbase account stolen. Or not stolen, but you know, they just hacked into it. It's not that hard. I know people who work in the fraud department at eBay, and they said it's just a mess. That was a long time ago, but still, I don't think things have gotten better because I've seen the different markets and I see what's going on. You know, it's always going to be like that. Any financial institution is always going to be like that. And so, what happened was, I did a chargeback on my card for $1,000, which was worth a Bitcoin at that time. And Chase backed me. You know, they're guaranteed to back you. Fraudulent charges, yeah, they're going to give you your money back. They want your business, which is fine with me. But Coinbase couldn't back it. So they just shut it down. So there's been this huge conflict, and I think of a ton of other people, which is probably fraud, have done the same, or have had the same happen, or have fraudulently, you know, figured out that system. And now I don't believe that Chase Bank is accepted by Coinbase. I actually, there's another vlogger, Jerry Banfield, which I can't stand listening to, but I'll just read his headlines. And he said, Chase Bank shut me down, or, you know, Coinbase shut down my account. That's what they did to me too. Luckily, I didn't have anything in there. I saw it coming. These guys were making so much money. Coinbase is the new bank. Salt is going to be the new bank. If you guys don't know what Salt is, like, look it up. Salt lending. They're basically lending crypto to crypto. What does that mean? They're lending crypto money or cash. You know, they've got a lot to go ahead. Look at this. Look at these transactions. This looks. Oh, this is the blockchain. I was like, wow, this is BizLake. Well, look at the transactions. So, market cap $72 billion for just Bitcoin, right? So, that speaks for itself. I don't know why anybody sleeps on this stuff, but, you know, they don't trust it, they don't understand it, and that's fine. Like, we have these different visions, and that's fine. Is it ever going to dump? Probably. But, you know, is it sustaining my lifestyle for now? Yes. I mean, what happened in 2008? Everything dumped. Nobody knew what was going on. The banks fell. You know, people trusted in the banks. They trusted in the freaking stock. I have to laugh about that because, you know, those markets are heavily manipulated. So why would you ever give your money to somebody else? You know, unless you trusted them 100%. It's like the show I just watched, Sneaky Pete. It's a long con. And eventually, you know, you earn enough trust with them, they earn enough trust with you, etc. And they will lend you credit, you will pay them back, they will earn their money tenfold, and eventually will get crushed. So, anyway, let's go ahead and go back to BizLake because I do got to get to some business. But like I said, it's a good one to get into right now. I'm looking at 30 days down the road, and I think I'll be able to cash this out. You can kind of see what people are putting into it. Obviously, they're not a ton, but I've seen people come in here and drop 12 grand and get out. 12 grand, 10% in one day, $1,200, get out. Why not? Like, then people get greedy though, and they're like, well, if I drop 12 grand and then compound it, then, I'll keep on getting this money. Well, I've seen what happens with that. Believe me, I've seen it. And they have lost what now would be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Okay? So never trust these things. I don't recommend it for anybody. But for anybody who is or does understand it and get it and wants to roll dice and come in. All right. That's my rant for today. Let's go ahead and show you what's going on with my other accounts. Like I said, look at these profits right here. Today is a good day. When you don't, why is this up? These are 24-hour profits, right? So why is ICE up? And I don't care about any of these below. The only one I care about is this. Like I said. So why is this down? Or why is this up 500%? Or why is CompCoin up 100%? Let's go ahead and look at it. And let's go ahead and look at the trends. That looks great to me. I like it. Why don't you buy low? Hold it. Dump a bag off at 2x. Dump a bag off at 10x. And my coin that I initially came in here with, which was BQX. So, okay, I'll let you know what I did. All right. So I went from 800. I took a bullish run against Bitcoin on Bittrex, and I cashed out $1,250. So in one day I made $450, which is nothing compared to what everybody else is making. And now, what I did is go all in on BQX. You guys want to know it? Look it up. Bitcoins, great tech, great theory, great company, as far as I know. Another one. So I went ahead and came over here, and that's because this is the only place to buy it. And I bought at, I don't even know. I know that I bought around here. It was really low. It was actually back here. It was, let's see here. I'm trying to think which actually makes sense. Because I bought it for, now this is how fast the market moves, if you guys want to know. I know it was at 14 cents. And then I waited 2 days. I was going to put my money in, but I got lazy. I waited 2 days, it was at 40 cents. And I was like, oh my gosh, why did I wait? Well, I just lost a lot of money there waiting and looking. So that I chased it down. But what happened the next day after I put in my $1,250 and brought it over here, it doubled. So I split it. And then what I did with the other ones is I bought the 4, which is Blast. Great concept, great thinking, great vision. Do I know if it's going to happen? I don't know. But this is a good time to buy it, actually. 25 cents, great. You want to see how volatile this is? So 7-day, but look at this peak right here. So let's go ahead and look at this peak a little bit more closely. And this is when you have to learn how to chart, because this one doesn't have any indicators. I guess we'd have to do it broader for the idiots around here. Which, if no one's an idiot, I'm sorry. But you need to learn how to chart. Well, what's been happening here? Boom, boom, boom. Somebody bought, which was probably my order, at 132. Somebody. Which is like, it's not bad, actually. I think Bitcoin can, go up a lot longer, a lot bigger than that. Truly. Pura. So anyway, I split Bix. I bought Pura. I bought Compcoin. I bought Blast. So what that means is that I'm holding these two, and Compcoin and Blast, I went ahead and have split Compcoin twice because I picked it up for so cheap. It was ridiculous. And so we actually formed a wall. And once it busted through there, I had to laugh. I'm sorry. But this is a good concept too. Think about every single campus, and then think about every single school having their own economy within an economy. Well, it's almost back to school time. Maybe this does make sense. And so people start buying it. So I think I bought it around here. What date is that? The 15th? How much is it at? It might not have been that low. I think I actually bought it right here. That looks like more. I know it was high, but I knew it had potential to go higher. So I probably bought it at 48 sats. So you guys are thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, let's go here. I gotta freaking log in first, but all right. Anyway, if you guys have stayed tuned for long enough, here's the kicker. So look at this. Bitcoins split. So from $800 to this, I withdrew $800. I've also put $100 in Bittrex. I also have $100 in BitLake, which has also paid me back $100. So things start to add up. Pennies make sense. Everybody talks about, I'm trying to talk, the rappers back in the day talked about, I'm trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's what we're doing right here. But instead, we're making Bitcoins off of 10 sats, right? If that makes sense to anybody, then boom. Now what's this? This is a no-brainer. I was waiting for any kind of this coin. It's either Augur or Loan Limit coin. And so look it up. I'm not going to do the homework for you, but this has to do with fantasy football. And there's always been a huge contingency there. And if you guys ever remember what happened last year with the people that won on that huge platform, then you guys will realize that, let's go ahead and shut these. These are all my friends. Seriously. Anyway, so those are the guys that would rather go to jail. It's like the guy who won the first Survivor. He'd rather go to jail for the 2 years than pay the $100,000 that he was supposed to pay, or the, $500,000 in taxes. So that's kind of worth it to me, to tell you the truth. I'd rather go to prison for 2 years and give up half my money that I've been, that I earned, and that they exposed. I don't know. Some people want it. Some people would. He took the gamble on, I'm not going to go very far. And you see those people today? Where are they? We don't know. We don't care. Are they in prison? Do they pay the taxes? We don't know. We don't care. Things are moving so quick. We can't keep up with everything. So anyway, you can see these different markets, right? Everything is different. So if you get distracted by it, go ahead. I like Doge because it's been around for a long time. Ether, I haven't liked because I didn't invest in it early enough. Bitcoin, I invested in it early enough to see the potential, and I get it. So you go down here, and this is all red. Well, Sweet. Well, oh, this is going to catch somebody's eye for sure. So let's go ahead and click on this. And what this means is volume, okay? So go ahead and see this. Well, anytime, everybody knows, anytime that a coin has reached this potential, most likely it might do it, but these are the best times to buy. Boom. Pumped again. Boom. That was just in April. Now we're looking at August. This thing's coming around again. So what usually happens is people look these up. I just have to laugh, dude. A lot of these coins, you know, are just ridiculous. We laugh all the time. Because I'll show you how this works. You go in here, and these things get released out the gate. It's like the dogs, right? The greyhounds. This thing was just released on the 17th. XTD. Well, why is it blowing up? Because it was just released. So people were buying it at a sat. Now let's see what it's at. 500 sats? Stupid cash. 500% in one day? Tell me anybody who makes that. Nobody does. Hey, okay, I think we looked at the wrong one. XTD. Sorry, guys. That was my bad. And this is why you have to be kind of careful what you do. So, why isn't this showing? Because we got to do the math and we got to see. It looks like people probably already bought it up and are holding it. And why are they holding it? Well, let's go ahead and see. I'll take you to our, if it's up, CoinMarketCap. Put in XTD. Let's see if they have it. It just barely got released today. No. Okay, let's see what else they have. So nobody knows what it is. Let's go to Google and see if we can find it. What is it? XTD crypto? If you guys don't want to put in time, you don't need to put in time. I don't care. European, up to you, regulated. Okay. So these are made to actually get your things mixed up. Learn how to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, more free masterclass. Okay. If you guys don't know how this works, then let's go ahead and put in, the keywords. Everything is based off keywords, right? If you guys have ever taken AdWords class, then you'll understand. Kick's ICO is the biggest test yet. Cryptocurrency gets its biggest test yet. In the upcoming months, a startup based in Waterloo, Ontario is set to kick off a grand monetary experiment, one that will put to test a new model for business that could prove to either be the web's next generation, the web's next great economic engine, or a multi-billion-dollar bubble that's a combustible as the Hindenburg. That's it right there. You just need to know that. But we want to see. So far, there's no nominal. There isn't. Nobody knows what these things are going to be worth until you go and do the homework yourself. Now, I'm trying to look at this. XTD. It's not on CoinMarketCap, but it is on Fortune, which kind of is weird. But these guys are, obviously smart as hell, or else they wouldn't have a freaking magazine that sells. Okay, landlord corporations reap all the benefit or the profit. Okay, advocates, however, believe that cryptocurrencies could represent an important way for tech companies to raise cash. Instead of users trading their time, attention, and energy for free services, while a few supermassive landlord corporations reap all the benefits, hello, Facebook, FE down. Cryptocurrencies could enable participants to be remunerated. It's actually a key word, though, for their contributions on this platform. With yet to be invented monies, imagine users getting paid like. And this is how you have to connect the dots. I'm sorry for this channel to go on so long, guys. And
Hey everybody, it's Bobby Flay, and I'm creating some fun summer recipes with Lipton iced tea that you won't want to miss. So
sorry about this, guy.
Grab a bottle of Lipton.
We'll just go ahead and watch that go on. But you guys see me moving slow, right? It's because I'm not panicking. I'm not going to be all over the place, freaking out. I'm on my laptop. I'm not on my desk computer. Now, this is what you want to listen to right here. You don't care about Bobby Flay. He's a great chef. I love him, but, you know, it's not what we're here for. So,
anywhere in the world. A lot of people are familiar with Bitcoin, but there are actually a lot of other different kinds of cryptocurrencies out there. There's Ripple, there's Ether, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and I could go on. There are lots and lots of these.
Hold all those.
Most of the cryptocurrencies are scams. People will create a ripoff of Bitcoin, and then they'll get people excited about it, say, hey, everybody should invest in this thing. It's going to go up in value over time. And then they just try to get rich quick. But some of them actually have some really interesting qualities and features that separate them from Bitcoin.
This guy's a genius.
A lot of people also think that Bitcoin lets you remain anonymous. That's not exactly true. It actually gives you a pseudonym, an alias to operate under. And some other cryptocurrencies are taking this and trying to solve that problem by making it truly private and truly anonymous. Monero mixes a bunch of transactions together so that you can't see who is getting paid what. And then there's also Zcash, which uses some cutting-edge cryptography to encrypt the data so that people can't see what you're doing.
Just to give you what Zcash does, they actually dump their money into, so you have the option. I don't know if you have the option or if it does it on on purpose, but it's really cool because they go ahead and dump your money into a pool of different, so you get your address that you're sending it to, and you already have your address, but you don't really know what it is, if this makes sense at all. And you go ahead and you send your money to that address. Now, while it's getting sent, it's mixed in a pool of other people that are using Zcash, and one of them are going to get taken off and sent. So it's impossible to track because there's like 1,000 transactions at a time going in this pool anonymously. And so putting those numbers together and those, that's why it's called cryptocurrencies, because they are so hard to track nowadays that anonymity coins are going to remain that way. So, hint, those top 4 that I mentioned, hold them in the long. Everybody's like getting impatient with Litecoin. Well, I saw it go from $7 to $46, $50, and then I saw it go from 50 to 60. We charted it when it was going to come back down to 40. So, you live and learn. All right. Anyway, let's go on and hear more about this coin that's, everybody bought up today. And they're probably selling at that price, which is 500%. Is that necessarily bad? I don't know. Let's find out.
Who you are, how much you're paying, where the money's going, things like that. Another cryptocurrency that's been gaining a lot of popularity lately is called Ether. This is a much more flexible kind of system. It allows people to write apps on top of it. Imagine being an investor and you want to put your money into some sort of investment vehicle. And what Ethereum allows you to do is, instead of having banks and lawyers figure out all the contracts and all of the money arrangements in between the parties, Ethereum lets you code that actually into a computer program so that when some milestone is hit, you get automatically paid out. It's written in the math. Cryptocurrencies allow you to cut out the middleman. So say I'm here in New York and I want to send some money to somebody over in Africa. If I do that, I won't have to pay a third party, a middleman like Western Union or something, to facilitate that payment. So it's much cheaper that way. Some people who believe in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, they invest in it sort of as a hedge against the global economy. We saw what happened back in 2008, 2009 when the financial system collapsed and all these banks went under and they had to get bailed out by governments. So instead, they back digital currency. That way, in case something like that happens again, maybe that'll shoot up in value. When it comes down to it, these digital currencies are bets. You're gambling with your money. The value might go up over time, you might make money on it, or it could crash and burn and you could lose everything. So
that's exactly what I'm telling you guys. So this guy's a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, a little bit, smarter than me probably. But he's got his money in his head where it needs to be right now, which is the future, which is crypto, which is 5x and 10x and 100x. And as we saw, 500,000 or 500% in one day. Is that stupid cash? That is stupid cash. But are they here to stay? Let's find out some
make
more.
sure you only spend what you're willing to lose.
And on that, we can go ahead and, end this. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, let's go ahead and retrace our steps. Start out with BitLake just to show you, that I'm investing in the Ponzi's, right? In the Ponzi's. You got to know when to get in and get out, okay? We invested in, a coin called No Limit. Sitting on this. Football season's coming up. You know what they're going to do? Everybody's going to figure out about No Limit coin. And they've done some genius marketing, meaning when you go ahead and try to get into their website, they've got the 5 biggest coins. And then they have No Limit coin right next to it. I don't know if you have to have, I don't know exactly, if you have to convert your money or convert your Bitcoin into No Limit coin to get into the fantasy football league. But if you do, that's even more genius, and the price is going to skyrocket. So these penny, companies are not to be ignored. You guys are ignoring them. I mean, look at this, dude. This thing was like 800, ranked 800 when I bought it. And now it's ranked, because people are finding out and they're putting money into it. The last 24 hours, $146,000. Down here is all the different exchanges. It's hit, once it hits Cryptopia, people are starting to open their eyes. But if you want to get it for cheap, you go to here, dude. Yeah, it's way more there, but that's where it came out the gate, and that's where it's sitting, and that's where the absurd orders aren't going. So this is arbitrage right here. Now Nova Exchange, New Zealand, believes in it big time, and they're holding on to it. So is it going to go up to that? Yes, it is. I guarantee it. So let's look at the chart. And what I want to see is a straight line, but we're not. So when did I invest in it? Let's see here. This is insane. You know what? And there's usually a blue line. Let's go on a different, because that shows you the market cap. So if they have the market cap, it's right here. I don't know why they haven't implemented it right here. But anytime that a coin is below Bitcoin and following the same trend, it's going to slowly gain. And then boom, right here, now it's worth a little bit more, people are saying. Not more than Bitcoin necessarily, but more than the Bitcoin market, if that makes sense. Now, what I mean by that is, you go here to market cap. And we're going to find out what's really going on. Well, Bitcoin's at $71 billion. So it's held its 50% dominance. It used to be at 82%. Now, like that guy said in the video, a flood of things have came in and have diluted these, the market cap. But that's when the light bulb hit me, was like, hey, it doesn't matter where these coins are. This one, great coin. It matters where they're going, right? So anything that makes sense in your mind and anything that has a niche, then go ahead and invest in it. If you don't, then, that's on you. Oh, no. Exposed. Nah, if anybody wants to track me down, the wolf, I encourage them to. I love networking with like-minded people. What's this? I don't know. Some of these are fast-tracked. Some of them aren't. You can't worry about all these numbers. Now look at these numbers, though. This is kind of important. Look at these numbers, and this, I keep on regretting getting into, but I don't like chasing coins, like I said. This, I got into. Look at it's at right now, almost $1. I picked it up for, I told you, it was at 14 cents. It moved to 28 cents. I picked it up at 38 cents, I think. So that's the only coin I chased. Now, it's been sustaining my life for a long time. And I can see the future of this sustaining. Once I get my money spread, and will I take out a loan? Probably not. I probably won't need to. But would I take the, how do you say it, the risk? Because a lot of people do. Yeah. I've made people a lot of money. And I've made people a lot of money because they have listened to me, best coin out here, best promising coin. And one day, yesterday it was down. This thing is just amazing. But anyway, I made people more money than I've made myself. And the reason why is because I was giving them pointers and tips that I wasn't following myself. I was doing the math for them, but I wasn't taking the action myself. And it's like what everybody says, it's easier to teach than to do. So, once you get a bunch of people doing it for you, it's easier. I don't know. Let's just not go off on that tangent. But the reason I like metal is because it saved me from the ashes. What I mean by that is that I got lucky. I had literally probably $200 to play with. And it hit Bittrex, and I was on Coin. I was on this site. Whoops. They changed their website. You never worry about that with a company this solid, though. I'll tell you why. MTL's a handle. These guys are visionaries. They've got something that they're doing. They got something that's booming right now, which is the marijuana industry, cannabis industry. And the CEO wants to go ahead and solve the problem between the banks and the dispensaries. That's been a huge issue. The federal government hasn't made it legal, but some states have made it legal. There's huge conflict there, right? Well, metal, which it looks like is under construction, if you look them up, you'll see that they are looking to, here we go. They're looking to go ahead and not only resolve that problem, but offer a currency that will be sustainable in that economy. So now what we're seeing is markets breaking out to be their own economies. If that even makes sense at all. But what goes, who's on top, right? It's not hard to figure out, guys. Who's the dominant figure in this market, right? Well, let's retrace our steps. To look into the future, you need to look into the past. Bitcoin's driving all this. All these other ones are along for the ride and trying to chase it down. This is Bitcoin Cash. This is what they feared. And basically, these forks are good. The reason why I think that they're good is because it's proof of concept. It's proof. It's in the top 3. It's about to, I mean, it took over Ripple. Ripple's a very good investment. Ripple's solving the problem between banks and the, currencies across the world. IOTA hit over $1. Like I was talking about, IOTs are going to be the future. I mean, this thing made $155 million in 30 minutes, which fast-tracked it to here. If you guys want to know about IOTA, let's go ahead and look at it. If you guys can hear people in the background, that's fine. IOTA stands for the Internet of All Things. Now, how I associate this with little sound bites. Silicon Valley, if anybody watches it, is talking about right now making a new internet, which is the Internet of All Things. So scalable, decentralized, modular, no fees. And these are what I believe are going to be the future, the big hitters. So the only coins I'm going to chase down are these ones that I'm mentioning. IOTs, Bitcoin, number 1. IOTs, number 2. Probably number 3 would be Monero. Number 4, I don't know. But this is definitely the future. If you guys really look into this and you see the developers and you see the blog and you see what this is trying to do, and this goes back to Mark Cuban, what I was talking about earlier, sound bites in my head, right? He says, sensors are the future. I truly believe that. All right. Well, then he releases a tweet. And how do you pump a coin, right? Well, you buy into it, and then you release a tweet later, especially when you got 1 billion people following you, or whatever his followers are on Twitter. And anybody who wants to follow me on Twitter, it's the Wolf of Crypto, I think with a 0. I need to start putting my handles below because all I do is promote stuff that is the future. Salt lending, everybody's been talking about it. It's because it's genius. It's crypto lending to crypto. What does that mean? ICOs, a huge ICO, lending to other ICOs. What does that mean? It means they're going to be the new bank. Just like Coinbase, they're going to be the new bank. Well, why am I buying it at $5? Like, how long is this going to take me? Who cares? It's a solid company. I've looked and I've done my homework on it. If you guys want to do your homework on it, I suggest it. I am not managing anybody's assets or anybody's money. So do not take my word and go ahead and run with it. If you do, you're just a sucker. But proof is in the concept. Proof is in the work. So if you do take my word, I don't recommend it, but if you do, you might make a ton more money than me. Like I said earlier, how I started to retrain my thought process was that everybody was making more money than me because I was telling them what to do, but I wasn't taking my own advice. So I had to jump ahead of the curve, take my own advice, disconnect my emotions from my money and start making big decisions. IOTA is about to boom. It already has boomed, I think. And at $1 per IOTA. Now, one thing you got to understand about this is that this is new technology also. So, if you guys aren't familiar with Dan Larimer, he is behind another ICO, which is my fourth pick for sure. So let's go down them again. Bitcoin, IOTA, and then EOS. Sorry, and then Monero. Alright. Now why EOS? Dan Larimer is behind it. What Dan Larimer do in the back? He went ahead and did Steam, which rebranded, and now everybody's using. If you guys don't know what Steam is, I don't even know why you're listening to me, but everybody knows what it is, and everybody's making supposedly thousands of dollars off of it. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and label this when I put it on YouTube as a lecture. It's supposed to be a catch-up of what I'm doing, but it's telling you my train of thought and how I think. And if you guys want to make a ton of money, and quit your jobs, and then get into this right now, don't worry about, oh, I missed the boat, because you haven't missed the boat. When the market hits $1 trillion, you've missed the boat. Okay, we're only at 137 billion, and we're gaining $1 billion every day, if not every week. And so once that next wave of money comes in, which I will predict is probably going to be by the end of Q2 next year, at least by the end of Q4, which will put us probably to 500 billion. But then another wall of money is going to come in, and that's going to kick it to $1 trillion. Once it hits $1 trillion, you guys are done. That haven't got in now. I thought it was done 2 years ago. But no, it just took me a long time to understand what's really going on. And why, there's nothing that has been as comparable as Bitcoin. And it's proof of work. That's what we call it. But this uses a totally different system. So going back to Dan Larimer, he did Steam. He did BitShares, which is such a great company. Now, BitShares basically proved what he was trying to prove, which was instead of using the blockchain, they go ahead and use a method called DAG. Now, what that stands for, I can't ever remember. Like I said, my mind kind of goes too fast for that stuff. But DAG is basically instead of miners, and this is why it's so scalable. Instead of like miners mining IOTs, what they've done, and it's called Tangle. So it's a revolutionary blockless distributed ledger, which is scalable, lightweight, and for the first time ever makes it possible to transfer value without any fees. Contrary to today's blockchains, consensus is no longer decoupled, but instead an intrinsic part of the system, leading in a decentralized and self-regulating peer-to-peer network. Read a white paper. If you guys are really interested in it, read the white paper, and it talks about DAG. What DAG does is just, when you make a transaction, it's hard for me to explain a lot of this stuff that I know. So what DAG does is when you make a transaction, before it makes it, it will go ahead and verify and confirm the two transactions before it. So like the blockchain runs and, will be confirming thousands and thousands of times that it's, proper in its use. This is going to be awesome. because all it's going to do is confirm 2 times. So it's going to be fast as hell. It's going to be, snap of the fingers fast. And everybody's going to be using these in the future for sure. I just don't really know why they wouldn't be. So I think this in itself will create its own market. I love it. I actually am going to move all my money to it before I release this video. Not all my money, but, like I said, you got to spread horizontal before you can go vertical. So the only way to buy this, you can't get it on Coin Exchange. You can't get it on Cryptopia. You got to go to Bittrex with all the big boys. Well, that's fine. Just buy a couple IOTs, put them in a savings account, and hold. Rule number 1, never take a hit on a coin, right? Rule number 2, which is like hard for a lot of people. They get so impatient. But if you do your homework and you understand it, then it will make sense. So they're using DAG. Now, going back to Dan Larimer, he's also in EOS. Everybody thinks that it stands for Ethereum on steroids. I believe it. Let's go ahead and go to EOS, what it's doing, and why it's a sleeping giant. First of all, this is perfect. IOTA, another company that I strongly believe in, and this is the first company I ever looked up. I'm not trying to brag. I'm invested a little bit in it. I've got my money spread pretty thin across this plane because I like all of them. But IOTA, boom, it's in the top 5. Any of these in the top 11 are going to be great. You can X this one out because that's not going to last forever. Okay, I'm not lying. The top 20 right here on this date are going to be the best to buy. Except for number 11. Whoever takes that spot, or number 13, sorry. Now, I haven't done enough research on this, but I know it's a long time hold. Neo, everybody got in on Neo. And now they're losing faith, which is stupid. Like, why would you get in and then, you don't ever sell a coin to go back and chase it. That's what I learned with Bitcoin. I was selling it just to go back a couple years later to chase them down. So every time I get a Bitcoin, like I said, I'm going to package that thing and seal it. So this lecture is really informative. And if you guys aren't getting what I'm picking up, that's fine. I don't care. I don't have a ton of viewers. I don't have the best voice inflection right now because I've focused on a lot of different things, but I have taken the time to inform you what's going on with this whole market. Now, EOS is going to do the same thing, decentralize everything. So how Ethereum is decentralized, it's a decentralized platform where you can build, or it's a platform where you can build smart apps on it that are decentralized, or I don't really care about Ethereum, to tell you guys the truth. I'm sorry, but this is a decentralized platform where you can decentralize the apps. Now, once that Dollar Vigilante, shout out to him, one of the first people I started watching on YouTube. His picks have been spot on. He's not an idiot. They actually have people come to him. He's down in Acapulco, Mexico, and they hold I always forget the name. It's like Alca Crypto, Alca Crypto Pesco, Mexico, and all the big shots, which I'm actually trying to go to this year, rub some shoulders, are going to be down there, and they just listen to the other individuals. Now, here's Dan Larimer. This lecture is getting very long, but just listen to this, and it will be out. It's 30 minutes. Okay, you guys can look it up on your own. This is the future. IOT's the future.
My name is Brendan Bloomer.
Bitcoin's
I'm a serial
the future.
entrepreneur and venture capitalist. I've been involved in...
I'm going to go ahead and look at that later. I've already looked at it, but that guy was basically going to introduce Dan Larimer, who's proof of work, and who is an honest guy. I just like him. You know? That's what... Look at this. Positive energy. Smiley face. So I'm a normal human. I'm giving you guys a lecture just to let you know what is going on and how... Jeez, why do I keep pressing that? And how I perceive the future. Anybody who wants to Skype me, go ahead, dude. Here's my profile. It's ret.slope. The wolf. The wolf of cryptocurrency. Putting some knowledge for y'all to think about. Never take a hit on a coin. You know? Let's just X this out. Invest in the future. And always invest in Bitcoin. If you're going to jump into the market with Bitcoin. Sit on that. Watch it rise. Once it convinces you, buy more Bitcoin and only trade against Bitcoin. That's the only way to make tons of money. Like I said, let's go back to here. Stupid cash. Stupid cash. Like, these percentages are just weird. You know what's funny about me, though, is that I retrained my brain and now I just look at the red. I don't really care about the green. Like, the green will interest me, but I never buy it. I like doing my homework on all these. And now, if we go back to that, EQT is pretty cool. It's like Equitrader. It's trying to establish a new trading platform. You know, but like that guy said, a lot of these are like, you know, fraudulent and not going to be able to pick it off. Bitcoin's, I think it's going to totally pick it up. Let's go ahead and look at this coin. Like I said, I don't like to keep track of the numbers because then you start to worry too much. But I'm happy about it. I mean, look at this rise. We believe in the technology, and the thing is, these guys bought it for so cheap, and I could have been there, you know. But what I've learned from this cryptocurrency is like, coulda, woulda, shoulda is said every single day. If you guys know how to read charts, boom, there's a new ceiling. And all of a sudden, we have a new trend. It's jumped out of its channel. So I know, because I bought it at, trying to convert these to dollars. My sats, which I usually know at the back of my hand. I think I bought it down here. I don't know. Like I said, I bought it for like 38 cents. So it might have been like right here. I'd have to do a conversion rate, but it was way too much. I overbought, but I know that it's going to keep on going up. You know, it'll go down, it'll go up. Last 2 days, it's been great. Over the last 7 days, I've made four. I have to laugh just because, you know, I feel like I've figured it out. And most cocky people would have went and raised a bunch of capital and, you know, thrown their reputation around and probably burned a bunch of people, but the people knew it was a high-risk investment anyway, so there's nothing they can do in court, yada, yada, yada. I'm starting to document everything. And so if I do want to, you know, take other people's money, or if they want to go ahead and let me control it, then that's fine. You know, I'll give them 20 or probably even 40, 30%. You know, they got to pay me maybe a salary if you want me to work for them. which has to sustain my life for sure. Because if I'm going to be doing this all day, every day, then you got to pay me. That's the end of my lecture. If you guys want to check out this, I'll just show you real quick because it makes sense to me. It solves a lot of issues, a lot of it's an ingenious idea. Everybody's worried about their money and hackers. Well, what does this solve? Oh my gosh, I should have just looked it up. See, you can tell all these businesses aren't in America anymore. Like, they're all moving to freedom countries. Whoops. Or, countries that are more free. I'm staying in America. I'm not going anywhere. So, Bitcoins. Invest in the future. It looks like their site's down. Oh no, let's panic sell. Right? That's what everybody does. I mean, why not? So, it might just be my internet. But it's still on here, I know for sure. So, they're probably just reconstructing their site. They've hit $1. I mean, it's not bad, 25% in a day, it's not bad. Am I selling these coins? No. Are they still undervalued? Yes, this is how you can tell. Because the market cap's way up here. The US dollar is at the bottom. And Bitcoin's in the middle. If the market cap is above this, then you know that it's undervalued. So a lot of people believe in this. It's been creeping on the come up, so to speak. It was ranked 800. Once it cracked the top 100, it's been steadily rising. Now this, probably not sustainable, but this is the whole thing, If you guys want to look at Bitcoin's record, it's crazy. So, these are good charts. I mean, now would be a good time for me to sell, but I really believe in this company. So, you can see right here, a lot of people sold right here because they got out of the crowd sell. And I bet you what they did was just sell their money, was just split their money. So it peaked, and then boom. I think I probably bought it on this boom. Price, 13 cents. Nope, you can see where I slept. Good, and this is okay, so you go August 11th, slept on it. Well, now look at the price, 52 cents. So that means I bought it right here, August 11th at the end of the day. So earlier in the day, it was 47 cents. I went ahead, waited for it, got it at 38. I know I got it at 38. 38 cents, 39 cents. Well, now look at it. It's at $1 in less than a month. So that's my lecture for today. This one's not going anywhere. If the website was up, I would show you what it's all about. I can't explain everything, but anything that boosts the economy is going to be held on to. Anything that backs up Bitcoin and helps it is going to be a coin that holds on to. Anything like IOTA is going to create a different market, or EOS is going to create a different market, and Ethereum already has created a different market. So you guys can go ahead, and this is the chart that you always want to see. Undervalued, boom. You know that this right now, if you buy it, for sure it's going to $1.50. Why would you not buy it right now and make, what is that, a third? That's a 50% gain. Why would you not buy it right now? Because you don't want to chase the coin down? Like, I don't understand. I just went ahead and gave a lecture on how this is the future. Why wouldn't you buy it at $1? Why wouldn't you just go in on one coin if you're a long-term investor? and move this market cap up $1 million to just nudge it. Why wouldn't you? I don't know. Because nobody thinks like that. For me, that's not where it's at right now. You know, I'm still playing in the little leagues, so to speak, which is over here. Here's my Facebook page if anybody wants it. There's my phone number if anybody wants it. I'm still playing in the little leagues, which is Coin Exchange. Now, the thing about these companies is that they give you a notice every time you log in. You can see my picks. You guys can go ahead and look them up. You guys can go ahead and look at my ledgers. If you want to go ahead and do that, that's fine. If you want to go ahead and see how these are rising and start stacking up this just to go ahead and buy this, you can go ahead. I don't care what you do. I'm just telling you my thoughts of the future and where I know it's going. 26%, like I said, 400%, 7 days. Not a good time. Not the worst time to sell. Camp coin, 60% in 1 day. It's very volatile, but it's up. I've already set my bags, is what I call them, where I'm selling, and that's 10x in my money. So if you ever 10x your money, you're lucky. I'm showing you guys how to right now. This is how you climb the ladder, okay? And that's why I call myself the wolf, because I'm looking at Jordan Belfort and what he did. And not everything I'm doing is fraudulent, is it? I don't know. We haven't regulated it. It seems like the feds are backing it. Why are they backing it? Because I think that the feds have most of the money. I think that they're holding bills to Bitcoin. I think everybody's trying to pay catch up now.
Hey, Dad, can I have a cookie?
So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is the Wolf giving you an update. How much money I've made? I don't know. 800 to infinity is what I'm planning on. I've already made a lot of withdrawals. So you guys think, oh, it's stupid. Why wouldn't he split the 3,000 BQXs, you know, when it's up? Because I'm not like that, you know. You look at these graphs, boom. Should have bought there. Did I buy there? Nope. I bought here. But it's going up. This coin makes sense to me. Think about each campus having their own economy. You got to just start thinking like that. Like how each token has their own economy. Who's going to dump money into this stuff? You know, big whales will after they start thinking about it. Big institutions, non-profit institutions will. And everybody in the future is going to be dealing with what they call digital assets, which is really just another term for cryptocurrencies, which all falls back to Bitcoin. Boom. If you guys didn't learn anything today, then it's because I'm not exciting enough. That's fine. If you guys did learn something, then let me know by subscribing. Let me know by commenting. And let me know by Twitter. Is what I really focus on. You can see it's Rhett Slope. The handle is the Wolf of Crypto. And then capitalized Wolf of Crypto, capital C. I think it's 0 at the end. So go ahead and do your homework. Hit me on the DL, DM, whatever you guys want to do. The Twitter community is really where it's at, to tell you the truth, in the long run. On, you know, down messaging, people don't see what we're doing around there or see what we're really talking about. I still got a bunch of trolls running around, but in the long run, it's a good. Let's see how this is doing. This is one of the first ones I bought, and this is literally a 10x in a week. I mean, look at it. So this is one that I chased down just because I believed in it, and I bought it lower than this. Let's see here. I bought it at 37, I think. So I chased it. I'm not gonna lie, but look, boom. Now what's rule number one? Never take a hit on a coin. It's at 43 right now, or so you're breaking even, right? But this is a whole different market, a whole different exchange. You have to learn the rules. You have to learn how to play. You give, you get. Look at these walls. People have already invested a lot of money into these and have made some walls. You kind of see where I've set mine. And I'm 3xing, 4xing, 5xing, 10xing, 20xing, 100xing some of my coins. I'm not dumping them all, because once these go to Cryptopia or get fast-tracked to Bittrex, people buy them like hotcakes. And then you dump them. And you know what you dump them for? This. It's the only thing I ever dump anything for. I don't care about anything else. You know why? Because the market doesn't care about anything else. You know why? Because Bitcoin's here to stay. It's proof of work. It's proof of concept. It's the only thing that everybody wants. HBO is getting held, ransom right now with cryptoware, meaning, the hackers want $7.5 million in Bitcoin, or they're going to go ahead and release the other two Game of Thrones series. And people in torrents, it's already spread through the web. I think it's kind of a trap, but that's my thoughts. Nobody has to believe me. I'm not boasting, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. And if you guys want to follow me, because I have my friends call, and they're just like, whoa, what have you been doing? And it's like, dude, I've been working, but I've been working smart. 30%. Should I sell? Heck no. I haven't even put down bags. I haven't even made walls. I'm not selling this. Should I sell it? What's Pura? Pura's rebranded, but it's a good company. Like, it's got some people behind it, so it's been up here, and it might be a scam, it might not. But I know when to drop my bags, and I think that I already have. If they get filled, we laugh. If they don't get filled, we don't cry. We move on. This is a good one to look at too. By Q1, Q2 of next year, this will be huge. That's an easy pickup. So, with all of this being said, this is the only lecture that I'm ever going to give about me tracing all this back. The next lecture that I will give will be about crowd funds, and that's when I'm gonna have a ton of money. Let's talk about those. No, we'll do that in another time. This is just talking about the penny stocks and how we can manipulate the money, the whole exchange easy. These things come right out of the gate, right? Well, I was late to the party today. I got up late, right? So, XTD coin boomed. Where's it at? It's sold out now. It was at 500%. You guys saw it. Well, now it's sold out. You can buy for, these guys actually, they honestly believe in it. So if you want to get it at a sat, you're going to have to pay 0.1 Bitcoin. That's actually still a bargain. But first you got to pay 0.002, or what I just call 2 million. Or is that 200,000? 200,000 sats isn't bad. You're getting a bargain right here. You're getting a bargain right there. There's nobody else selling it. You can only buy it. And these orders will go. I'll go ahead and probably buy this. I'll probably split one of my coins, meaning that I'm just going to dump a little bit and pick this up because this looks like a promising coin. I got to do just a little bit more homework. I will never buy anything unless I do homework. But if this is a long term, a few months out, great. These other ones, I already have a lifespan on them, what I'm willing to spend. And I've already set up the walls where I'm dumping them. Other ones I'm holding on to, like these two, until they hit the bigger exchanges, and then I'm dumping them. And I'm only dumping them for you guys know what. Let's go back to it. The king. So with that being said, this is a wolf giving you guys some knowledge. I don't know if I've been talking for an hour or 3 hours, but I am sustaining my lifestyle. Just like Bitcoin, I have been self-sustaining my lifestyle. And right now, I'm okay with it. In the future, I know I will be fine with it. Meaning, it's going to be great. The future is great. Blast. It's a great pickup right here. If you guys want to listen to this, jump on this today, buy this. I'll just tell you what it is real quick, because you guys will look it up and be like, what a joke. Like, look at the website. Look at the concept, though. What they're redoing is they're backing up Bitcoin. Anything that backs up Bitcoin, do you see that? It's just jump from the negative to the positive. Somebody just ate somebody else's wall. So when I talk about stupid money, this is like stupid. This is like just a ton of money making things. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I'm gonna talk to my my peeps on here. And with that knowledge, if you guys have listened to the ends and the kickers that I told you about, I will be signing out. This is a Wolf of Crypto on, let's timestamp it, just like the blockchain, August 17th, 2017. Wow. So August 17th, 2017. You know what this day was charted as? It was charted as a day where I'm actually going to show you guys, didn't even realize it, what is Bitcoin doing? This was a day that we charted a while ago and that I've highlighted for over a month thanks to the boss. And I don't know what this is. Sorry, guys. Keep on directing to wrong websites. But this is a day that's going to show us exactly what Bitcoin's doing. Well, it's holding. It's not down. It's not up. Let's look at the charts. That's a beautiful chart right there. So I got involved. I got lucky. I got involved. So I already knew about Bitcoin from the PayPal Mafia days, right? PayPal, everybody left. Partners left Elon Musk and went and did their own things. Some mad money. They still had Bitcoin. So right here, the charts looked a lot different back then. At the lowest, I saw it at $188. And I used it as my bank account for a while. What I mean by that was that I was holding it in Coinbase. And instead of using a traditional bank like Chase, I was using Coinbase. And it was really risky and volatile because it was swinging from 600 to 300 from 188, like I said, when I first got in. I should have held, obviously, now. Because now I'm chasing down Bitcoin. But this is something that obviously is scalable. And this isn't going to stop. Obviously, this can't go forever. But you know what? I'm looking to dump, if you can follow my arrow, right here probably. Which should be $1 million, maybe. And so let's go ahead and timestamp that again. Which is August 17th, 2017. Bitcoin's at $4,300. And I am going to sell it at $1 million. How am I going to do that? I'm going to wait 7-8 years. Now, is that a stupid investment? Go ask everybody who's ever invested. And on that note, again, the Wolf of Cryptocurrency, Rhett Sloat, signing out. Boom.